So this is a 2025. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's the Altitude Edition. So we're going to kind of try to point out some of the stuff on the Altitude over the standard Laredo. Basically, the black rims, you get like the blacked out package. If you look inside, you get suede inset in the seats and some other nice stuff. So we'll take a look at all that. A couple other options on this one. We did order it with the side steps. You notice how it's got the running boards here on the side. Those are great. I do recommend them, particularly if you're driving lots on gravel. Be one of the they help keep the rock rash down. They tend to, around the back fender there, they can kind of get rock chipped up because it kind of flares out a little bit. So that helps stop that from happening. So usually what we do is we recommend you buy a set of mud flaps all the way around and put on the between the mud flaps and the running boards, it helps stop those rock chips. Across the front, you notice it's got the good looking grille with the vertical bars on the Jeep. So it kind of stands out. They did a really nice job when they redesigned this a few years ago. So it looks just great. Down below, you can see we got that nice Big Lakes Dodge license plate bracket, which is probably one of the most important features on the car. Black rims, like we talked about, they look really nice set inside in the inset. You'll also see it's got the black molding trim here. That'll help keep the rock damage down. If you do rub them or something, if you're doing some off-roading, it's pretty easy to replace them. You can just pull the strip off, and you can almost do it yourself. Inside, let's take a look at the seats. You can see how it's got the suede inset here on the leather on the outside, so it looks really nice. It's got the carpeted floor mats, nice stitching in here in the dash. This drops down. There's your owner's manuals and stuff like that. On the door trim, same thing, lots of storage and areas and places to put odds and ends. In the back seat, I've kind of folded this down a little bit. You can kind of see this seat's reclined. I kind of left this one a little bit forward. That'll actually pop up more of a straight up and down. So if you have like a little kid in a car seat or something, it makes it a lot easier to lock the seat in. But when you're riding back here as a passenger, it's nice to be able to recline it so you can get comfortable. So your rear passengers aren't going to suffer. In the center console here for the rear, the kid's got a plug in there so they can plug in like a Game Boy or something like that. And then they've also got the USB ports to charge up their cell phones if they want. Little hooks here for your grocery bags so you can kind of loop the handles over them so they don't fall over when you're going grocery shopping. Little storage bin. More storage in the doors for the rear passengers as well. On the back, you can see it's got the hitch on the trailer hitch. Underneath here, there's a little cover that pops off. I can't do it with one hand. You kind of need both hands, so it doesn't usually work for the videos. But if you open that up, there's the hitch and all the wiring is in there. If you go to our videos on our website, you'll be able to see it. Oh, didn't do that right. Try that again. There we go. So it's got a power lifting rear hatch, and it'll also close. That's also part of that Altitude package. In the back, we got a little storage pocket over here. Underneath, when you go to the trailer tow, you get a full-size spare. You can kind of see how it's, I mean, it's just a steel rim and stuff, but it is a full-size tire, so if you're pulling a trailer, you've got that. There's your jack and your tire and everything over there. And that little front guy there, that's a little tow hook that you can pop a cover off on the bumpers, and then you can hook onto that if you need to pull something, if you need to pull your buddy out or whatever. Rear hatch, you just press that button, just stand back. You can kind of see the rear gate closes for you, so you don't have to sit there and hold on to it. On the sides, take a look in here. You can kind of see the armrest. I should show you how these seats fold down. Just pull the handle, and they just lay flat. You can kind of see it even does a nice thing. It folds the headrest down for you when you pull the handle. That way you don't have to worry about doing that, because otherwise the headrest will kind of bang into the back of the seat if it's too far back. That's the vertical spot. So if you had a car seat here, you can kind of see how it locks in place. They've also got the hooks in here for the kids' car seat on the bottom. So if you are hooking those up, it's got those. This just tucks in out of the way like that for when you're driving normal. Let's go to the front now. We'll take a look at some of the cool stuff up there. Or I should probably point this out. It does have blind spot monitoring. So if somebody's in your blind spots, that's going to go orange. So hopefully you do a mirror check before you change lanes. If that's orange, don't change lanes. You're about to cut somebody off. Power windows, power locks, power mirrors. Has power seat, power recline, power lumbar. What's nice about this lumbar too, you notice it's got an up and down button. So you can raise and lower the pad for where the lower back support's going to hit. So you can get really comfortable on a long road trip. I actually drove one of these back from Manitoba this summer. It was a 15-hour drive in one shot, and I was actually quite comfortable. Actually, even more comfortable than I am in my pickup. I took my wife's Grand Cherokee when I went, and it was a really comfortable long trip. Okay, over here we got a little touchpad that gives you access to your screens. There's tons of different stuff. I could probably spend 20 minutes talking about all the great stuff that you can access in there. But there's just different layouts because it's digital, so you can change your layouts, your settings. You can do a cascade screen, so it shows you all the different things you can access. Really handy. You can program it to whatever you want to see, whatever kind of information you want, so it's really customizable. Over here you've got your adaptive cruise control, so you can set the distance between you and the vehicles in front of you when you turn your cruise control on, and then you've also got normal cruise control over here, which just works like cruise control always has. Up top, we've got our auto start stop, so if you're sitting at a stoplight and the vehicle's shutting off and you decide you don't want it to do that, you'd like to keep it running, you can just disable that feature. It also has lane keep assist. You can activate that if you want, or disable it if you want it. It's automatically activated. What that's going to do for you is if you start to drift out of your lane, it'll kind of nudge you back into where you're supposed to be. Turn off your traction control if you want to spin your tires so you're stuck in the mud or something. Park sensors, we can turn those off if they're beeping at you. That's your hazard lights, your four-way flashers, and then you can activate a sport mode too, which then you can use your paddle shifters and that kind of stuff. Changes your shift parameters, that sort of thing. Nice little touch screen here. You can activate just by hitting it. It's got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so if you have that, you can have your maps show up on here off your cell phone, which is kind of nice. You've also got your heater controls. You can change the temperature through here if you like by dragging the button up. There we go. Or you can do it through these buttons here. I tend to use just these. And then you just set the temperature that you want, and then once it's in auto mode, just hit that there. You can also do it up there on the screen if you want, and it'll just automatically keep that temperature for you. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated passenger seats. Down here, this is a great button. It's the auto or the max defrost button. So when it's cold out and you hop in your car, you just hit that, and it'll automatically crank the heat as high as it'll go, the fan as high as it'll go, and it'll turn everything on defrost to defrost your windows. Rather than having to go through all the screens, you can just hit one button and be done with it. Rear defrost button was kind of handy. That's your heated mirrors and your rear defrost in your back window, so it keeps everything from fogging up when you're driving down the road. Nice piano finish here. You click that button. Whoop, there we go. There we go. Click it. Inside here you've got USB ports, so you can plug your cell phone in. It also has a wireless charging pad, so if you just lay your cell phone on here, it'll charge it. Just so you're aware, it's a slower charge though. It doesn't seem to charge as fast. I prefer using these if my battery's totally dead. But, for most part, if you're just driving, it's a good thing to just toss it in there. And then when you get to where you're going, your phone's all charged up. Automatic transmission, you just spin the dial where you'd like to go. A couple of cup holders. In the nighttime, when you turn it on, there's a little LED light here that lights up so you can kind of see what's going on. Remote control, remote start for your remote door entry. So lock, unlock. There's your remote start. You can press that button twice to pop your back hatch. And then inside we got some extra storage in there. Lots of places to keep odds and ends. So if you're in the market to get yourself into an SUV, the Grand Cherokee is our best-selling SUV that we sell. It's a great size, lots of room. The 5-passenger is probably the most popular model that we have. It seems to be the one that everybody likes to have. I know my wife really enjoys driving hers. So if you're in the market to get one and you're looking for a larger SUV that fits your family, this would be a great one to come down and take a look at. So give us a shout. Let's get together, have a cup of coffee, and we'll send you home in a new Jeep.